Imagine your hardest life experiences were actually pre-planned. Before you were born, your soul authored a specific curriculum, selecting every significant relationship and painful encounter before it anchors into the physical world. Once we arrive, that master plan disappears from our conscious reach. We navigate our daily lives with a sense of being lost, searching for a direction that stays just out of sight. This confusion naturally leads to victim consciousness. From this perspective, life feels like a sequence of random, often difficult events happening to us without our consent or control. Entering a body triggers a temporary amnesia, wiping the memory of the blueprint you created. This blank slate is a requirement for the human experience, but the slate often shows cracks. If you pay attention, your life is filled with subtle glitches, moments where a larger plan seems to bleed through the surface of your daily routine. Take the physical sensation of déjà vu. That jarring feeling that you've lived a moment before acts as a signal from your soul, suggesting that this specific scenario was scripted long ago. You may also experience an unexplainable magnetic pull toward a stranger. You lock eyes across a room and feel an instant, deep recognition, as if a connection already exists. These occurrences suggest that our experiences may have a deeper structure than we realize. They hint at a deliberate curriculum, suggesting we are active participants in a life we chose to explore. In this spiritual classroom, friction serves as the primary engine for growth. A soul requires the resistance of difficult earthly experiences to evolve and expand. This loop represents the mechanics of karma. It is a recurring cycle of circumstances, a pattern that returns again and again. This repeats until the lesson is recognized and integrated. Only then can the loop break, allowing you to move into a new stage of development. This explains why you might attract the same toxic relationship dynamics or encounter the same conflicts with different people. You are essentially retaking a class because the lesson hasn't been learned. The people who trigger these lessons are your primary soulmates. These are the souls who have agreed to meet you across lifetimes to provide the challenges you need most. We usually associate soulmates with romance, but the deepest contracts often belong to your parents, your children, or your closest friends. From this viewpoint, a difficult conflict with a loved one is a customized assignment. It is an opportunity for evolution, provided by those who agreed to help you grow. Some agreements are much shorter and more intense. These are known as bump contracts. These relationships arrive with high intensity, consume your world for a brief window, and then fall apart just as fast as they began. A bump contract acts as a sudden wake-up call. It arrives for a specific season to pull you out of a rut or force a realization before exiting your life. This raises a difficult question. Why would any soul choose to experience trauma, betrayal, or heartbreak? The people who play the antagonists in your story are often your most advanced teachers. They hold up a mirror to your deepest wounds, forcing you to look at what needs to be healed. This level of pain acts as a catalyst, stripping away the ego to forge your highest spiritual self. Understanding these assignments changes your role from a passive bystander to an active co-creator. You can begin to consciously tune in to the guidance within your own blueprint. Your physical body often acts as an alarm system for these contracts. It knows when a spiritual agreement is being ignored, long before your mind is ready to admit it. Chronic tension, recurring exhaustion, or specific physical injuries can manifest from unaligned spiritual energy. These are the physical signals of a lesson waiting to be learned. To read your soul's blueprint, you have to find a way to quiet the conscious mind. In that stillness, the amnesia fades, and the answers about your life's direction begin to surface. So, how do you know when a specific soul contract is finally fulfilled? You can identify completion by your emotional reaction. A lesson is finished when a person or situation that used to trigger intense anxiety or anger now results in a feeling of total neutrality. When you reach that state, the question, "Why is this happening to me?" loses its power. You can look at the obstacles in your life and recognize that you are the author, perfectly orchestrating every challenge for your own awakening.